Switch. And because you have a winner take, 88.5 FM is your only station.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honour, peace, and the defence of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become German today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. But we are at war, pastor will not be respected to go to church to preach. But we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on operation or sanitary condition. But we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working for profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of president you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be scared of to be of interest. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away. But your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people think, you're going to side you want to be on. You got to speak to the truth. And that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Nigerian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Russian people can do better. Can do better than say, you know what? You okay, your trouble, let me send my people as representative. This is a past fact. Russian people is going down in history. Let us be neglected, rejected, disowned. Speaker, understand that Russian people is in a bad spot. If Russian people think that the people want him as speaker to solve the whole matter, he should open up election. If Russian people think he got 4357 individuals that are willing to support him to shut down political farm and bring some respect to that house, Richard people should open a new election. He should step down and ask the people to vote for election. It was over. It was over.
Listen, you see, come on the street, I carry like that. I don't go lie, I don't take my own phone, go lie. So they got to be wrong with you. You call it see, I'm speaking, son. You know, I president, son. Let me check my phone, get my web number. I'm working with President Wakas, you know, on my phone, somebody ask me for Wakas number. So where you go, son? You see, come on the street, I carry like that. I don't go lie, I don't take my own phone, go lie. So they got to be wrong with you. You call it you see, I'm stupid, son. You know, I president, son. Let me check my phone, get my web number. I'm working with President Wakas, you know, on my phone, somebody ask me. I don't go lie, I don't take my own phone, go lie. So What be wrong with you? Because you see, I'm stupid, son. You know, I president, son. Let me check my phone with my web number. I'm working with President Waka. You know, on my phone. Somebody ask me for.
Richard can do better. Can do better to say, you know what? You're okay, you're trouble. Let me send my people as representative. He's not a bad spot. Richard Wood is going down in history. Let us be neglected, rejected. This own speaker understand that Richard Wood is in a bad spot. If Richard Wood think that the people want him as speaker to solve the whole Wahala, he should open an election. If Richard Wood think he got 43, 57 individuals are willing to support him to shut down for Article 5 and bring some respect to that house, Richard Wood should open a new election. He should step down and ask the people to look for election. It will end this whole Wahala. It will end this whole thing.
We see the need for the use of private jet. We see the need, and I said now, the use of private jet by the president. The thing that can solve it, the private jet issue is for us to procure a presidential jet for the use of the president and for official use.
Thank you very much, Stanton, and thanks to all of you, gentlemen, including the other female there that I see. I want to thank you for, you know, something is happening in this country. The fact that the Liberians have now galvanized themselves to rescue this country is very interesting. Mr. Weir, last time we contested, his helicopter was 35 years old, and I brought in a helicopter that was 4 years old. Today, I see him with an upgraded helicopter, all from the people's money. This country is bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. It's no joke. I've been around, and every day I come up with new ideas. Some of them are now concepts that started with Weir, but it will show you that the country is declining.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the name of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Before we go beyond challenges today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on operation or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on profession, you have to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of president you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be standing up. Be a patriot. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth. And that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African political leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policy. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honour and the defence of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position.
Search for the names. Search for the names.
Continue to demonstrate
Yeah, the
great
names.
Go on.
promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Hey, we're tough. Oh, my team, I can see you. It's in full swing. Another full week, I said, is in full swing to come to pass. And we are in it. Another day again. So let me say thank you so very kindly that you joined us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. On this, the 17th, yes, 17th day of February 2025. We've got the issues to talk about. At the same time, we've got some cash to give you. We pay you for information. We supply you, and then we pay you for the information. Interestingly, it's not the Elon Musk or the Elon Musk stuff. So thank you so very kindly, man, that you joined us for the show. I'm Sam Andrews. Today, we can help but thank God Almighty who has allowed us to see this day. Having kept watch over us, we can but help tell him thank you for keeping watch over us throughout the night. He is the faithful God, never reneging on his promises made to us, but fulfilled every word constituting his promise. We can be more grateful to God Almighty. And thank you that you have come on. God kept watch over you too. Awili T. City, you've come on from Police Academy. Good to have you on. Fofana King, you are following. My dear Southeastern sister, Dwight. It's good that you're on. Thank you so much for coming on from Minnesota, the United States of America. Hope that you are faring well and the rest of the people there. Clarence Dwyer, you've come on from Topo Village.
You say, okay, Tiempo District, River G County. Brelita Warrens, you come on from the United States of America, Delaware. Boyman B. Bene, you are following from Jamaica Road. Samuel Coleman, from where? Randa Street. Eugene Jobo, okay. The politician, the diehard. Eugene Jobo, good to have you on the show, my dear brother. You are following from Capital Bypass, Morovia. Ansu Coleman, from the headquarters of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Old Pahama from Magidi County, Habel, Asata and Miller from Red Light. Bapin Paul Lee from where? Johnsonville. Claddy Allison from your end. Only you know your end. But it's good that you're on our end, which is the show Real Talk. Jeremiah Giddings from opposite YMCA Congo Town. William K. Sumawulo, Abner, for long, my dear brother, good to have you on. From New York City, thank you for coming on. Solo Yagozila, my man, your last name too long, but you are following from the backpacks. Nina Kuya, you've come on from North Dakota, the United States of America. Jackson Pony, you've come on. You are on the show along with the chairman of the Intellectual Center, Block Titan Iron Factory, Rico or Cannonball, as he's widely known. Gabriel and family, you people never miss out on the show. Thank you all for coming on. Pastor George Pia, you've come on. There you are in Broadville, and pastor of Power of Grace Ministry. Good to have you on the show. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, all of you guys. Okay. So, William, all you need to do is, I don't know how we can do that, William K. Sumawulo, but you just do that on WhatsApp. You can just call me on WhatsApp. Just put in 07 as per your area, 776-36-40-45 WhatsApp, and then I will get to you. Just call me on WhatsApp. All right. Thank you so much. All of you, the names are pouring in like river flowing. So we're giving out money. We're not only giving out the information, but we're giving out money. Good to have you on. Perry Slover from New Jersey, the United States. Solowat Corsia from your comfort zone, New Georgia Estate. Tobasi from District 6, Nima County. Emmanuel Kwe from Davis Downingtown. Where is that? Bone County. Right. Good to have all of you on. We've got the issues to talk about. We will start nowhere, but the impact Kings FM 88.5 is making. The message is resonating. The message is resonating. Yeah. The message is resonating. The message is resonating, especially with the men of God, the women of God. Yes, the message is resonating. Oh, just so you know, all my FCB fans, the world's greatest team goes on the table today. Thank you, Real Madrid, for the temporary protection you provided the table. At least you did extremely well as the majority block. You protected La Liga table for us very well temporarily. So tonight, the world's greatest team, FC Barcelona, goes ahead with a victory against Rayo Vallecano. That game is a foregone conclusion no one should ever harbor the thought that Barcelona will lose or draw. If you are a Madrid fan, well, you can even go to heaven and ask God for the result. He will tell you that it is a foregone conclusion that Barcelona has already won before the game can even play. If you are a traditionalist, then you can go to the two best messing women in the world, Bale Wule and Nadi Mona, so that they will cut for you, and they will tell you that Barcelona has already won. So everywhere you go, the people will tell you that Barcelona has already won that game. So it's on tonight at 8 o'clock Liberian time. All my FCB fans, good afternoon to you people as we head into the game tonight. All right, so let's get started with the issues. We are giving up 4,000 Liberian dollars today. We are giving up 4,000. You want to start playing the King's Cash giveaway? Just dial *799 *24 hatch. Play with $1 Liberian dollars or 70 cents US. That's all you need to do. That's all. Just play with just $1 or 70 cents, and you will win for yourself 4,000. It's 4,000 that we are giving you. Jody Matadi say you're playing PC. Ryan Balicano that PC. The only time we beat the people was at noon camp in our home. All the time the people draw and beat us was in their home, and we're playing in their home today. So there is every reason for you Real Madrid fans to celebrate somewhere, but you people will be disappointed. So let's get started with the issues. I said the message is resonating. We will not rest content. We are under obligation to tell the truth, to make society better. This government is the government of everybody. Buakai ran to lead this government on a transformative path. He was sworn in constitutionally with the oath when he said to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, and ended with the vow, so help me God. Therefore, that aspect, so help me God, brings everybody into it. Everybody who is a Christian, everybody who believes in God. We have to say it and say it as it is, unedited. This is not Buakai State. Just so you know, he is back from the 38th Summit of the African Union. He's back in the country. He arrived this afternoon. This country is for every Liberian, and everyone is under obligation to maintain the stability of this country, the security of it, to keep it peaceful. In the same vein, everyone has the right to express themselves freely, as guaranteed unto everyone the Constitution of this republic. This is no Unity Party state, no Buakai state, no Nebuchadnezzar state. Within this period or this perimeter, there is the group who is under obligation. This group is a stakeholder. They are in the governance process of this country. They are being presided over by Buakai. They have their institutions in this country. You have people of every race, belief, culture going to their institutions. They are under obligation. It is not a choice. It is not an opportunity. It is not a privilege, but an obligation to speak truth to power. Thank God Almighty, our message, our truth at Kings 88.5 is resonating. Most, if not all, but most of the pastors now are having second thought. Some of them individually have started to come out. Like AB said on Friday, if anything happens, pastors are affected. The congregation will not go to church. Pastor will not be in the position to preach. If anything goes the other way around, pastors will be looking for a place to hide. Pastors will be hoping that it doesn't happen so that they face not only their congregation, but they can maintain their home as they're maintaining them presently. If anything goes wrong, nobody absolutely will be spared. No situation, no matter the magnitude, spares anybody. It is just like bullet. Bullet does not go picking and choosing. The bullet is indiscriminate. Therefore, every pastor is under obligation to keep the country stable, to keep the country peaceful. Everybody cannot sound loud, but everybody can speak out, because everybody is empowered to speak out. There isn't anybody in this country, in this governance process of ours, that isn't in power. Everyone is in power. The pastors are empowered. They are on obligation to speak against corruption, to speak against injustices, to speak against any and every ills in society. That is one of the core responsibilities of pastor. To sign up, or when you sign up, or before signing up to be a pastor, it is not to say that you're coming into a place that will just be a walk in the park and a roasted place, and you're going to enjoy yourself, and you get all of the recognition, the praises, and all of those things. No. Any profession is very tedious. It goes with sacrifice, it goes with demands, it goes with temptations, it goes with everything. There isn't any profession on this earth that is just a walk in the park. The military is not the walk in the park. Lawyering is not the walk in the park. Pastoring is not the walk in the park. Politics is not the walk in the park. All of those things is not a walk in the park. Business is not a walk in the park. It goes with strenuous situations every day. But in the midst of it all, you have to stand up. If things aren't right, you have to stand up and speak. If they are right and they are good for the country, we all thank God. So the message has been resonating very well. The Lutheran Church picked it up, and Pastor Louis McKay will not only talk about the ills in society, the excesses under this government, the misrule and repression and suppression and all of those vices, but his colleagues like him are on an obligation to speak out. And if ever was the time to look in the face of this government, to tell the government the truth, now is the time. Not only him, yesterday, Sunday, we had the opportunity to have listened and digested the position of the pastor and former president of the Liberia Council of Churches, who is the head pastor of New Water in the Desert, Reverend Dr. Cotto Brown, again, raising his voice on issues of concern. Reverend Cotto Brown, I should inform you, he has never been tight-lipped on issues in this country as a religious leader. In Ellen's government, he was vocal, just like Bishop Gadier Johnson. In Wyatt's government, he was vocal. He was releasing pastoral statement. He was calling press conferences. He was speaking to the president, speaking to the ministers, and he was also putting forth suggestions of how the country or the government ought to move. In this government, we come to see him again. Even though most of the Unity Party people don't like him now, they orchestrated his removal from the Liberal Council of Churches, even though they say, oh, time expired and all of that. But we know what happened. The guys there weren't that satisfied. So Reverend McKay will add his voice because, listen, some of these religious leaders are very sound. They are independent and they know that if anything happens here, it affects everybody. They got their children here. They got their churches in this country. They got congregation and they are responsible for the congregation. To maintain the congregation of the security, it means the pastor must look at those vices that are not right, that could cause stir. Not only that the congregation will get uncomfortable, but that they must stay away from coming to church and it will affect. So it's not just preaching and hallelujah, I praise the Lord. It's also looking at it and saying, look, what is happening in our country is wrong. We need to speak to this issue. Bishop, we need to issue a statement. We think the president is not treading the path that he ought to. We think that what is unfolding at the legislature is wrong by any organizational principle. Richard Kuhn is not, we cannot recognize him as a speaker. Let's get a definitive position as a church. If there was a time that everybody knows, individual and institution, that everybody has the responsibility to speak out, now is the time. If you didn't know what I'm telling you now, the church can take a definitive position. The church is under obligation. Reverend Lewis McKay will come out after praising Boakai for suspending 457 of his government officials, which I think doesn't worth any praise. He took up time to speak to his colleagues.
Corruption that has long plagued taking in the spirit of accountability and good governance exposed the recent suspension of in the spirit of accountability and good governance exposes the entrenched corruption that has long plagued public service and call actions by the delinquent government officials as both a sin of commission, blatant violation of the Constitution, and the sin of omission, a total and total disregard, willful neglect of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. It also highlights a moral crisis within religious institutions, where some leaders turn a blind eye to theft and other nefarious activities even within their own ranks. For too long, churches and other faith-based organizations have failed to uphold the tenets of their own constitutions and sacred documents, governance institutions, allowing financial mismanagement, nepotism, and moral decay to fester. Many church leaders who should be the moral compass.
Thank you, Clady. So I will go back. Thank you. Clady said they're not getting it too clear. So Clady, thank you. Let me go back. Let me start from the beginning with Pastor Louis McKay. He is from the Lutheran Church here in Liberia. If it is allowed, if you people can get it very clear, you please let me know.
Bold decision, taking in the spirit of accountability and good governance, exposes the entrenched corruption that has long plagued public service and call actions by the delinquent government officials as both a sin of commission, blatant violation of the Constitution, and the sin of omission, a total and total disregard, willful neglect of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. It also highlights a moral crisis within religious institutions, where some leaders turn a blind eye to theft and other nefarious activities even within their own ranks. For too long, churches and other faith-based organizations have failed to uphold the tenets of their own constitutions and sacred documents, governance institutions, allowing financial mismanagement, nepotism, and moral decay to fester. Many church leaders who should be the moral compass of society have instead chosen silence, complicity, or even perhaps outright participation in corrupt dealings. This is a betrayal of the very principles of righteousness and justice that the church is called to uphold. Deacon, His Excellency President Barker's decisive action should shame religious leaders who have condoned wrongdoing. If a political leader constrained by the complexities of state governance can take such a firm stand, how much more should spiritual leaders entrusted with shepherding God's people show integrity? God is clear on this matter. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. No wonder some religious institutions are declining because righteousness has become a taboo. Churches, therefore, must take the effort Baptist deacon and Liberia's president, His Excellency Joseph Human Barker's action as a clarion call to cleanse their own institutions, ensuring that their financial dealings, leadership appointments, and administrative decisions align with biblical principles and ethical governance. It is time for church leaders to emulate President Barker. The good things that President Barker has started to do in this country. They must hold their own members and leaders accountable, enforce internal regulations, and courageously expose corruption and hold corrupt members and officials within their institutions accountable. If it is not us now, then who will and when? If the church fails to act, it does not only risk losing its prophetic voice and moral authority in the society, but it will also allow the court of public opinion to bring a collective guilt verdict upon all of its members. And in this case, individual members who have built their reputation over the years may take to defend themselves.
Thank you very much, Pastor Louis McKay of the Lutheran Church in Liberia, and he is the special assistant to the bishop of the Lutheran Church. I will not dwell on, I disagreed with him on the part of commending Barker for suspending 457, but in his opinion, it makes sense. But in my opinion, that's leadership deficit. It doesn't make sense. It's ineptitude. But I want to dwell on his position called to his colleagues. He is right when he said, no wonder some religious institutions are declining. Not necessarily, in my opinion, listening to him carefully, that they are declining by membership, no, but that it is an expression for losing relevance. When you are muted, you choose consciously to mute yourself, all because you think it is not your responsibility to meddle in politics, and you should just go to the church, preach, and everybody say, hallelujah, praise God, the man of God really preached today. You have lost relevance. It doesn't matter the size of your church. It doesn't matter how long you've been behind the pulpit. What matters? Your relevance alongside your character is that you have to speak out. All of the religious leaders, you like it or not, you will have to speak out. You don't have to mute yourself. You will have to speak out, and every day we will remind you of your responsibility. You can tell us as media people we aren't speaking out. We speak out every day, and we say it. And that is why when you see you say, oh, we're really praying for you, you're taking breaks. So one pastor saw me right around the Galley Street area and said, my man, I listened to you the last time we were in the car. You were really analyzing the issue and the way you were flowing. I just said to myself, God, be with these people. You guys are brave. Honestly, this morning, that's what the pastor said. And he called, I think, 3 or 4 persons. He said, send you because you come on in the afternoon every 3 o'clock. So we make sure we are on. He said, you, AB, and he said, what's the guy? No, he called AB by name, or he was trying to get, he said, you. Then he said, what's the other guy? He is a lawyer. He's always on in the area. So I say, AB, yeah. He said, okay, AB Will. Then he said, the guy, what's the guy from OKFM? He's on in the evening. I said, Julius, yeah. He said, from my observation, the three of you are very brave. He said, it's all, and the bravery, I sense it. You guys say it boldly. You guys don't sugarcoat, unlike the other guys. He said, but you guys have to be careful. I'm praying for you guys. Gale Street, right behind Ministry of Commerce, we just bump into each other. That's what he said. He came out, he said, my man, I was listening to you in the car, and everybody was attentive. And you were talking, you were saying this, and the way you were saying it, I could sense the fear in people. And then he paused for a while and said, you guys are brave. I think only three I have seen. Say you and the lawyer, he's on in the evening. I say everywhere. He said, yes, good, that's him. And the guy from OKFM, he's in the evening. So I said, Julius J. He said, yeah. He said, the three of you are very brave. The way you guys can talk. You guys don't sugarcoat anything. I hope the other guys can be like you. And then because he was waiting for somebody, so the car came and then he got in. The pastor, just imagine, I said, the pastor, he said, we're praying for you. So I used it just came to mind to share with you, to tell you that as religious leaders, instead of speaking up, they rely on us entirely. So they sit in their respective corners and put their radios on and see us as the best people. And for them, they are the scary people because they didn't want anybody to go after them. They didn't want anybody to go to their church. Or they didn't want anybody to say, oh, the pastor saying this so that he or she does not lose the congregation. So they prefer to be muted in this whole scheme called pastors should not get involved into politics. So Pastor Louis McKay is also saying that it is wrong. It is unrighteous not to speak against the ills in society. It is unrighteous not to look at the president's act and say this is wrong or this is right. It is unrighteous to do nothing. It is righteous to look at the president and say, Mr. President, or Unity Party government, or Mr. Minister, or Madam Politician, this is wrong. It will not help our country. That we don't have investors coming in. Why investors aren't coming into the country in this government? All of those responsibilities are onto the church. Now, when you are muted, when you choose to be silent, it doesn't say that you are a spiritual person. No. What it means is the very gospel that you are preaching, you don't believe it. Because God said all of these things, you will have to do them. Jesus himself spoke against the injustices, the ills, and corruption, and every other thing in society. So if you are a follower of Jesus Christ, why wouldn't you want to look at society? Everyone is under obligation to make society better. Pastors are stakeholders. Don't reduce yourself to mere praying. And it was one of the things that Reverend Cotto Brown said when he was speaking yesterday, and I felt that they need to graduate from that old stuff. They need to break away with it. He too is calling for fast and prayer for the nation, fast and prayer for the president. Why would you want to pray for Buakai? Why you want to waste your time to pray for Buakai? Why you want to waste your time to pray for the nation? God in heaven will never, ever answer that prayer. It will be exercised in futility. Why would you want to pray for Joseph Yuma Buakai? No, you don't need to. God doesn't need you to pray for Joseph Yuma Buakai. God only needs you to tell Buakai this is wrong. This is right. Do it this way. You should not have done this. You should not have done that. Corruption all over the place. Didn't you say you were going to tackle corruption, Mr. President? Why haven't you tackled? Did you not say you were going to provide 10,000 jobs for the young people? As per our investigation, the stats show that you have not even started yet. Why haven't you, Mr. President? And I like the way Pastor Louis Mackay said it. We only differ. I only disagree with him on his commendation, commending Waka for suspending 457 of his officials. That thing ain't worth commendation anyway. I will come to that. But I agree with him when he said that it is wrong for pastors to sit and do nothing. So our message is resonating. Most of them, they are catching it now. They're getting to know. Because if you speak out, when will you speak out? You waiting for judgment day? Or you waiting when you leave the earth that time you speak out? If ever was the time, as a stakeholder pastor, stakeholder bishop, stakeholder apostle, stakeholder reverend, stakeholder teacher, stakeholder evangelist, now is the time to speak out. You are a stakeholder. What if something happens? You are under obligation to protect your congregation. You're not taking into consideration your congregation. Or you are afraid that when you say something, then they will say, we ain't going to that church. That pastor, he left politics, that pastor let join politics. Let me clarify something to you. The church embodies, or the church encompasses everything politics. The Bible is not exclusively religious or spiritual. No, that's not true. The Bible has political events, religious, economic, legal, agriculture, military, medical, and on we can go. The Bible gives us politicians and kings and other people. Jesus faced political situation as well as legal and every other. But Jesus was not involved. He was not in the crux of politics, but he spoke against political ills. And that is your responsibility. No one is saying that you should get involved in politics. You have to know what involvement is. Apparently, this is the misconception. You think when you talk, then you are involved. You are not a politician, but you are faced with political issues. You find yourself in the midst of politics. Politics in the church, politics out of the church. Too many things happening within your church. Too many things. The same people who assembled before you on Sunday are the same people who come back into the society, get corrupted, and then get back into the church. So what are you to say? God said, can you just stand up to those people and tell them the truth? Tell them, look, we have widespread corruption in this country. Mr. President has to do something about it. We have mysterious death all over the place. 3 EPS officers cannot be accounted for in terms of how they die. What is happening to this country? Yesterday, it was one of the topical issues. Why is today it's not a topical issue? You have to talk. When you're standing in front of the congregation and you're saying those things and you're speaking out, listen, your congregation is never going to get dismantled. God himself will keep the congregation there because that is your responsibility as stakeholder pastor. Let's get back to Pastor Louis Mackay.
When some leaders turn a blind eye.
When some leaders turn a blind eye, you know who he is referencing? His own colleagues. His own colleagues, his own pastoral colleagues turn a blind eye. Blind eye means you see it, but you act like you see it. You don't want to talk anything about it. You close your mouth. You leave it. Then in the corner, you say, oh, that the people think. Pastor should not get involved in politics, but pastor can collect political money. You say pastor should not get involved in politics, but when they send political money to a pastor Pastor can say that political money that we're rejecting it. Pastor can be very happy, excited. Then the next thing he calling his son and daughter to go ask for 8 bonus in. How much 8 bonus in of course. And we need to get this for the church. We need to do this one. He can say that political money.
The blind eye to theft and other nefarious activities even within their own right.
You nefarious. You know what I mean? You know what? Very, very wicked. Very wicked. That's what the word nefarious means. Check it up. It's spelled Nefarious. It means very wicked, to play an evil, to damage, to destroy without regret. That one.
For too long, churches and other faith-based organizations have failed to uphold the tenets of their own constitutions, various activities even within their own rights. For too long, churches and other faith-based organizations have failed to uphold the tenets of their own constitutions, various activities even within their own rights. For too long, churches and other faith-based organizations have failed to uphold the tenets of their own constitutions and sacred documents, governance institutions, allowing financial mismanagement, nepotism, and moral decay to fester. Many church leaders who should be the moral compass of society have instead chosen silence, complete the moral compass of society, have instead chosen silence, complicity, or even perhaps outright participation in corrupt dealings. Many church leaders who should be the moral compass of society have instead chosen silence, complicity, or even perhaps outright participation in corrupt dealings.
Many church leaders, they've either chose complicity, that means they relax. They ain't got time. Yeah, so that the people think their politics here will not sort of get inside. Or they are involved, but on a hand, they go, they receive the lay thing. The same thing I was telling you, that why he's saying, they receive the lay thing. Like you see some of the guys today, they know that how Mr. President is leading the country is wrong. They know misrule. They see corruption. They see all of these excesses and injustices and other vices. But because they like the government and because they support the government, because they don't want to be seen as being so critical, so they choose to remain silent. So when Mr. President and his politicians are not hearing them, then they'll say, yes, these are the men of God. So when they make requests to a politician or the president's office, it is approved in no time. That's exactly what he's saying. They're eating. They're acting like they know. They know that the country is in a bad state. But because they're getting things on a hand, so they prefer to remain silent and just leave everything. But let something happen today. See whether your church will be spared. See whether the congregation will go down there. COVID-19 was here. COVID-19, what happened? All of the churches, or 99.9% of the churches, were shut down. Pastors could not do anything. Those who were financially balanced, they withstood the test of time. Those who had the technological advancement at their disposal were still preaching. Those who did not have the financial balance, they were down. Did not have any technological advantage, they were down. Their congregation, they could not. Most of their fellow pastors took their congregation. Still, they're not learning sense. They relax. If something happens, people are not going to go to your church. Everyone is under obligation to maintain their society, to keep it stable, to encourage investors to come in. You think when people hearing all of these things, one of the things that discourage the people is about the pastor in our country, All of them, they're just sitting there. In fact, all of them, they're taking money from the government. Let's conclude with Pastor McKay. We'll go to the next issue.
Many church leaders who should be the moral compass of society have instead chosen silence, complicity, or even perhaps outright participation in corrupt dealings, financial mismanagement, nepotism, and moral decay to fester. Many church leaders who should be the moral compass of society have instead chosen silence, complicity, or even perhaps outright participation in corrupt dealings. This is a betrayal of the very principles of righteousness and justice, nepotism, and moral decay to fester. Many church leaders who should be the moral compass of society have instead chosen silence, complicity, or even perhaps outright participation in corrupt dealings. This is a betrayal of the very principles of righteousness and justice that the church is called to uphold.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pastor Louis McKay of the Lutheran Church of Liberia. I hope that you, people who are Lutheran in this government, will not gang up against Pastor Louis McKay. I hope that you people will not use your power and proximity to the presidency to influence Pastor McKay's removal as the special assistant to the bishop or transfer. It is one of the things that people who are within the government, Lutheran, Pentecost, Baptist, Methodist, Catholic would do. The mutation he talked about, it might end up affecting the person. So, Bishop, you're sitting here, you heard what Pastor McKay said. The man went on the air. The man play to say bad thing about the president. That's how they can do it. They can go and carry their own thing. Bad people, they allow Satan to walk through them. They think the president said, I want to go carry. Say, Bishop, that boy, Bishop, that boy had the bravery to go on the air. And Bishop, you should hear what that boy had to say about the president. That boy talked to the president like a little boy. Bishop, is that kind of boy you keep in here? You need to find somewhere else to send him. He need not be in this church. And I think that woman talking in a Congo way. We've seen the thing in this country. It is one of the reasons why some of these pastors will choose not to talk, for fear that they might lose their status, they might be transferred to a congregation of 3 or 4 persons, church, and bring somebody who will just not say anything about the government to that large congregation. So they look at the size of the congregation. The man presiding over the congregation say 2,000, 2,005 human beings. And that congregation is liquid. That means it has members there who are well-to-do. Members who can put 300 US as offering. Members who can put 150 as offering, together with other things. So they tell you from that congregation, they're sending you to a congregation of 3 persons. That the 3 persons, they took the poverty stricken. That kind of place. You see, one of the reasons why some of the guys, they want to talk. But the message is resonating. You will have to speak out. We will force you to speak out. This country is not for one person. It's not the Barkas regime. It's not the Nebuchadnezzar regime. It is the regime or the government of the republic. Let me not use the regime of that other puppet that called himself speaker. So that will be doing it for them. I hope that you are playing the cash giveaway. That *799 *24 hash. Play with $1 or 70 cents US and get 4,000 Liberian dollars. So the investigation of local officials, the investigation is underway. The man who exonerated himself before the investigation can start, Emmanuel Azango, Bwaga Jaliba, Rex Batsigia, what's the other guy, Lion? Yeah, they all were called by the LACC to give their position. It is not possible. Rosalind Swakogo Dennis did not do that on her own. It was with the approval. Administration is a chain from one person as per the structure and the TOR to another. Rosalind Swakoko Dennis was called in by the LACC initially because she is the head. So what LACC wanted was to hear from her, which was not a full investigation, but rather to have an understanding of what LACC heard and took siege of. Based on that, the rest of the people will be called in, and certainly they were called in, all of them, to give their side of the story. What's going to happen? I do not know. They justify that the vehicle they purchased was not bought at 55,000 United States dollars, rather far below that. Interestingly, there are two issues the LACC is dealing with at NOCAL. The purchase of those cars at the rate allegedly of 55,000 United States dollars and the awarding of Booger contract of 585,000 United States dollars to a company that is in question. There are two issues before the LACC. I am not too sure that they will all be exonerated from that. Some might be exonerated from the car, but might not be acquitted from the awarding of the contract, or they might all just be found guilty. And if all of them are found guilty, Bwaka will have to do the needful to dismiss all of them. Can he do that? Well, we're not hoping that they will all be found guilty, but assume that they are found guilty. He will have to do it. No suspension. Bwaka has to start suspending people. We haven't seen this in this country. Everything Bwaka is suspended. He has now become suspension president. Everything is suspended. That tells you that Bwaka is afraid of the people than he thinks who he is, or he knows who he is by the authority he has. Investigations on other issues were conducted. Suspension. Everything is suspension. So let's see how it's going to end at the National Oil Company with the local officials. Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah. All right. Hey, life, life, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. Where I say that's the Supreme Court. That's the Supreme Court. Let me read it to y'all. The man runs, the man boasts too much, the man brags. Empty. more than a broken record. He declared asset. Now the court has summoned him for not paying child support. To make the baby, you enjoy it. The baby can't also now. To nurture the baby for the baby to grow. You want support. All that the man will just be supporting her. I'm talking about Eugene Fagon. Eugene Fagon, FBS Director General. He has been summoned by the court on child support allegation. A child support allegation is being summoned. I hope that I can see this very clear so that you will understand, but I think I can. I will try my best. I don't think I'm suffering from myopia and will not suffer from it. We'll try. That's what comes with this job we do too. Listen carefully. Office of the Clerk of Court, Painesville City Magisterial Court, Painesville City, Maserati County, Judicial Branch, Republic of Liberia, February 17, 2025. Mr. Eugene L. Fagon, Director General, Liberia Broadcasting System, LBS, ELWA Junction, City of Painesville, Monrovia, Maserati County. Greetings. I extend to you compliment and here will cite you to appear for a conference before His Honor, Councilor William G. Segar, Stabindary Magistrate, Painesville City Magisterial Court, based on a complaint filed against you by Madam Famata Masare on Thursday, February 20 at the hour of 3 p.m. The nature of the conference is that you and Madam Masare were blessed with a child, Eugene Lamin Fagon Jr. Eugene Lamin Fagon Jr. Madam Masare also informed the court that since 2023, Mr. Fagon has stopped supporting his child and including the mother to the extent that they have become family liability. Complaint, Madam Masare further told the court that she had been threatened by Mr. Eugene Fagon that if she dared challenge to carry him anywhere, he will fight back with legal battle. It is hereby ordered that due to the nature of the complaint, His Honor has ordered that you appear on the date and time mentioned above for an amicable settlement out of litigation. You are hereby requested to be on time. Signed, Hector M. Dalloway, Clerk of Court. Oh, yeah. And you say you're stupidious. All day you making people. You had the audacity to say all kinds of things about the president of Liberia. Condemn the president of Liberia. Got on other people. Say all kinds of stuff. Where your whole day FBI will never be the same. Look at the kind of embarrassment, disgrace. FBS director, you go into court because you can't pay child support, you can't support a woman. You are happy to born a baby, you are enjoying it. Now to support it, you see it now. All the time the now here. We are helping, we are getting job. He was on phone fair. When he messed up, then we had took the job from him at the government of Liberia because the thing that he did, he was going to plunge this country into another war. He left from here, he went to America, he never had anything. That Stanton Waterspoon, according to of them, that Stanton Waterspoon was supporting him, giving him lodging place, giving him money to eat, all those things then. That's when he got on the show now. He turned against Weah because Stanton was supporting him. He comes back to Liberia, they make him FBS director. He was support a child. Eugene Lame, what is it? Let me go back to the law, the legal, sorry. Make that the child, the boy's name. Okay. Yeah, Eugene Lame Fagon Jr. And he born the baby by Masare, Famata Masare, former Jew. The mayor play child support. All day, FBI will never be the same. Make it be more, get more on people all over the place. This alone is an embarrassment. It's a shame. It's already a handcuff on your hand. There isn't any handcuff on your hand literally, but handcuff on your hand by guilt, embarrassment. You're going to stand in the court to show why. And the judge, no, the judge can tell us that this is our judicial system. He say, His Honor has ordered that you appear on the date and time mentioned above for amicable settlement out of litigation. That means you will not go through all of the legal processes to get a lawyer, to go in open court, and all of those things. So they will go sit down in the judge's office. Then say the judge say, "My man, they won't put your complaint. You know, all we are men, we can make a kind of mistake. So whatever the situation, man, you are a working man. You are the Director General of FBS. You are a big man in this country. Let us not push these things far. Whichever way you can reach an agreement with this woman, let's do it right here so that she doesn't come back again to say XYZ. That good. But you know what I mean? Yeah, the interesting part is out in the public. It's out in the public now. Everybody consuming it. It's spreading. So going to the court, settling it in the judge's office, it will mean nothing. His reputation on there already damaged. Finished. The fact that the document is out is known. You know what I mean? Court document. Is there any other thing you can say? Yeah. But the court, the judge summon you. Then they put it in the document for child support. And you have to go to explain why you can't support your child. They put a woman in there, Famata Masare. Then they put the son in there, Eugene Lame Fagon Jr. Can't support a BMO. Be making noise all over the place. All day, more on people. Yeah, man. Okay. So let's read a few comments and then we get to you. Then we get to that bogus thing the other people say they try to whatever. Listen, Boaka majority block. The people dull, yeah. No, they really dull. They're just obsessed with power, greed. When you're too obsessed with power, you look stupid in the eyes of people. Everything you do will just be like a comedian on stage dramatizing and people just there laughing and making fun of you. We'll get to that. Let's go to the comments. Otaka Kahu said, child support is hunting down. Our LBS will never be the same. I think Otaku, LBS will never be the same. Okay. Juje, no. Is there? But man, I won't comment, man. Claudia Allison said these very pastors were speaking out yesterday, but today they are playing blind eyes. Yes, that's true, Claudia. Philip Nangwe says if religion don't have place in politics, so why the head of state always has spiritual advisors? Mm. Who else? The boy guy, the deacon. Thank God, Pastor Pastor Mackey said he said Effort Baptist deacon. Mm. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the line. Let's go to the line. Mm. And have your say on 0772 2399 0886 30 4497 07798 0375. Hello. Yes. Pastor.
Yes, sir.
What is your phone name? Oh, which church? Which church are you in, my man?
The church is in Johnsonville, Christian United Church of Christ. It's a Pentecostal church.
So your church, besides you calling as an individual on the radio, your church has ever said anything to all of the ills and vices and wickedness and corruption? Send me it on my WhatsApp. Just send me an excerpt of it on my WhatsApp.
Okay. Because what the country or the government is doing that is wrong. We don't need prayer for like the old-fashioned Dr. Paul Brown there, old-fashioned preacher. We have the old-fashioned preacher, like you said, right? We got old tactics you use for government and resume. That brother need prayer. We have natural resources, I did my own survey. We have minerals that can interpret this whole country out, especially in the bull sector. The bull from China, they have the largest deposit in the world, West Africa. It's a building country. I'll document you to that.
All right, Pastor.
You know what Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 9. Please read that. It says the prophet of the earth is for all people. Even the king himself is for him. Just the brother they care for the resources. Why is this our prophet?
All right, Pastor. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
My name is former principal. Thank you for the show and thank you for the analysis. But my take on the show here is the pastor who spoke there in to criticize the wrong in society, but you have targeted internal factors, especially those who speak against this woman. That they're the one targeting.
Well, but you know the man, you know, hold on. You know Pastor Walker? I think he's Walker. You mean you're referring to the one who just dropped the line?
No, the one who
no, he's Pastor Louis Mackey of the Lutheran Church.
Mackey is not speaking against the society, but he's fighting border, only because border for whatever that
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that is why I disagree with him. But he also focused on his pastoral colleagues too.
But why he's talking about the new people who come up here to speak against the ill the global in the follow this regime. Now he's when he's talking with his pastor and talking, he doesn't to go and say into the churches and don't speak about government ill.
Okay, Chief. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice Monday afternoon. 0772 23 99 33 886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 980 375. Hello.
How are you,
Yes. Fine.
This is David King, and I join you from resident.
Let's hear you, Mr. King.
The Lutheran cleric was not clear. He was back-talking a fellow pastors, talking about they should do with the good example of President Wakai.
That good example there?
I don't know what is the good example of Wakai that he wants other pastors who live.
No, this message,
in this country as it relates to corruption. Corruption is everywhere. It's actually you in the media.
My man, forget about that one the man said, man. Forget about that one. You know, nobody will agree with him. I told you that I disagree with him on that. My man, the man, that pastor, he makes sense on that one.
The pastor did not make any sense in that you are saying.
Okay, Chief.
He just found out the sheriff police because of whatever he gets into the government too. They all are in the government pocket. They're not doing the selling to the ill that he's.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Let me bring on AB. He wants to make his input. Yes, good afternoon, AB.
How you doing, Chief? How's everything?
Yeah, good, as you are.
Yeah, so quick two things. One, because it go out of the talking. I think you forgot it.
Yeah. The man going your code.
Yeah, well, and what you don't want for you to even reach at that level. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult because everything is part of the litigation process. And that's the ADR mechanism the judge will conference. And they will ask you for a conference. In that conference, you got to bring your lawyer because any commitment you made, and the court will take, the court will act on it. That one thing, so you already in court. So whether you like it or not, whether our conference or when you go there, you're praying that you will leave for the court, you're going to go settle it. But I think what they settled for. Yeah, I think we're going to think that we expect to come up. But again, the kind of people, the arrogance you can sense in there, that's why it is.
Yeah.
Look at your petition, the kind of person you are. You don't want for things to reach at that kind of level. But like if they complain when she talking about it, something like you take legal action, and then even the child after you jump on, nothing. They're doing that all the way that correct. They're all the issue of the pastor.
But before you go to the pastor, what kind of bearing you think AB is going to have on him, given his stature as Director General of the state broadcaster?
Well, you just put it right. Your own assessment and the kind of impact it will have on him. That's it. You never wanted to come up. There's nothing you can do now. Whether you're settled anyway, it is down record now that you got to be forced before you get under your responsibility. And that's being irresponsible. You can't be forced into doing something before you do it and people respect you for that. So it goes down with him. So you're 100% right in your assessment that whatever it is, how it ends, but the fact that he came to the public there and he was able to be irresponsible in managing his family, those are things that speak volume. So that's the bearing we have on him. Repetition-wise, yeah, it's damaged. And you don't want that. Well, that's why he said you would take her to court because you know a repetition will be damaged if she were to do that. He knows it. In a saying rid of summer, I'm not rid of summer or what?
Yeah, for a conference.
Yeah, rid of summer for a conference, yeah. So I think as repetition damages and further. So I don't know in what way you will take her to court to say, no, I'm born by you, or I've been giving you money and then you allow me to swap my name or something like that. I don't know. But again, I want to see how that goes plays out. How the quality is, what do you hear me saying?
FBI will never be the same.
So I always have interest in your key interest on these pastors. And it's good that we scorn our own. Yeah. It's good. That's why it is. It's good that we scorn our own. Yeah. If that pastor was talking about commending Waka or suspending that pastor, it's cowardice. You want to pretend like you want to condemn, while at the same time you want to raise praises. Waka does not deserve praise in any instance. Waka preached all of the laws ever since. But after that, you are what he said today is declaring your own asset. He promised that you're going to declare either day one for an office. Did he do that? That knows who was before. So if the workers or his staffers or his lieutenants or his followers are following suit, what a big deal about it? Why he was suspended? What a big deal about it? And when they big about other declaration, what about the corruption and other issues in the very office there? Criminals are sitting right there, he's not taking action on them. Anything that he's not involved with and benefiting from it, why he comes up to come play political chicanery out of it. Then the pastor, they don't know what to do that. And that pastor, is that pastor on record for condemning Wagabo? And then he will tell you positions and all the terrible things that happen. Is he on record for that?
No, not at all. Not even his church.
No, but I don't even find place to say that, man. People that share the equals and no. Like you say, we will do the battle for them. Let them go sit and eat their time offering and then be suffering their members and training them. But we are fighting for the better condition of their members to raise good money, get salary, get better living condition to go put fat offering in their baskets. We'll keep talking for them. Because I have to believe these are people who don't care. They don't have time. Because they will still be training the same people who say that and why don't I hate it because they put their cost so much to the extent that anything they tell the people okay in business, they don't care. Because their funds are money. They don't care. So that when you make a boy business card, they will be hard on them even more than the politicians. Like, yeah, really hard. These people, they're not just alright in this country. But thank you so much, my brother. Because they're right in Nigeria. We get people that are pastor who make it important and say, look, I will got the peace I give it to you. You know how many scholarships that man wanted to students on that program? PhD owner and money getting scholarship at that same program that we are went on. And the man said, how much money we are? The man get 2 cars for 2 members. And then all the time, when they take it back, when I struggle, they be selling that, they be supporting regime or whatever it is, we agree. You know, Greg on George, when a man said the same to Joseph Boga, say up in the church, you have a voice. But I wonder if we are your voice could be on it when you come to Joseph Boga, they are reading praises.
Okay, thank you so much for the insightful input here. We appreciate it. All right. Hello.
Sir, good evening.
Yes, let's hear you.
Thank you, my Lord. Friend.
Yeah, let's say your time.
I really see the last Pastor Paul Peter McCollum, and I joined from Jason. And you know, actually, the pastor's behavior in this country will make all members to critique them and leave churches and go to a Christian church. So, yesterday, when President William Government was forcing, pastors came out and condemned a lot of things, sort of rape, corruption, when President William everybody will have these children at home. They talk about a lot of things. In fact, when they been up for the world within the country. I can know what pastor in my district. He preached for his family against that. How the brother wanted everybody to keep their lives so no member of the church should vote for the re-election.
Okay.
After that, yes. What I'm going to say is that today, all the ones or the quote-unquote rescue missionaries, you are seeing lots of corruption. For example, I have pastor who taking with 2 years office as an office boy. 2,500,000 for one money, for promo money, for Wakatuku money, for NASA. And today, some investigation that has investigation where it's there.
Okay, Chief.
Anything. The extrajudicial choice. Taking place in the country. Pastor cannot talk, but it comes to the president for home. And also, I'm sorry, I'm saying whether right now, at the avenue of FBI will not be the same. Look, this FBI will not be the same, man. Amen. And let the human world use only. Can go. Yes, I think you can't take everything to
okay, Chief. Thank you.
Again, people who bring it on today. Like you see, the wisdom of our land, we have this January. So now we're done with this.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McCauley. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. McCauley. Yeah, the man already damaged. The man repute, the man character in the public is being spread all over all over. All the social media is flooded. The social media is flooded with it. What can he say? It's already damaged. It's finished. Well, you have to be very mindful in life what you say of other people. When you think because you have some kind of power or you're sitting in a position, so you should just talk loosely, it affects you. Before you say something or condemn people, you should look at your back, see that you have no fault, and then you can move on to condemn. All right. So let's just take a very short break, and then we come back for the second and final lap of the show, Real Talk. When we come back, we are in the Liberia National Police headquarters, and then we will look at the decision taken by Solomon George. He said he is no longer a member of the Congress for Democratic Change. We did XYZ to him. So when we come back, we look at all of those, and then we are out. This break.
They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They was never nothing to pay. They tell you us every day. We not talk every day, but say they will continue us every day. I will come and say faster. I will come and say faster. Parasham Kelly out every day. Maybe everybody says that's no fun. They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? Plenty people they for 40, one man taking 45 years. Don't say no rules in place, so corruption in our face. I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us. They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They was never nothing to pay. They step in yours every day. We not talk every day, but say you don't continue us every day. I will come and save us now. I will come and save us now. Parasham Kelly out every day. Maybe everybody says that's no fun. They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? Plenty people they for 40, one man taking 45 years. Don't say no rules in place, so corruption in our face. I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us, I'm not getting us. They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? We was never nothing to pay. They step in yours every day. We not talk every day, but say you don't continue us every day. I will come and save us now. I will come and save us now. Parasham Kelly out every day. Maybe everybody says that's no fun. They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want? They say they want new press, we get the new press, what is the price they want?
That's what it is in Liberia right now. Hunger, hardship, corruption, mismanagement, misrule, suppression, repression, mysterious disappearances and killings all over the place. That's what this country is in under Nebuchadnezzar. So the junta speaker made it clear that every year Richard Cohen exposed the man or he exposed Bwaka Bawe. Anyway, that is you're informed. I'm talking about Israel. The other people, no. Yeah, the other people had it on all over the place. I think I listened to the figure MSA regime speaker. But that's not the main thing there. Agree with the man that he is a regime speaker. Agree with him. Don't disagree with him that he's not a regime speaker. But what he said, beyond the regime speaker, he exposed his own president, exposed his government, showed his ineptitude that he can. And watch it. Those guys are not satisfied with Richard Cohen. When the dust is settled, they will move him. They're not satisfied at all. Richard Cohen is inept. The man is just illiterate. This is not to say that he didn't go to school. No, he left the university, went back to teach. But you can be illiterate to certain things or in certain field. Richard Cohen is illiterate parliamentarily. He does not know what to say, where, when, and how. You can see the obsession for power, the greed, the strong desire for money. So he just makes loose statements all over the place. He thinks he's sounding like a speaker, but he doesn't have any characteristic of a speaker. He exposed his own man, Bwaka, from at the weekend. He thought he was saying something good, but he exposed the entire game plan. But it was not really an exposure because everybody knows that Bwaka orchestrated the remove, attempted, because the speaker has not been removed. He planned the game to remove Speaker Kofa, but he hasn't removed Speaker Kofa. Speaker Kofa is still on, and everything they're doing, that their own thing. So he acting like he's speaker, and he not speaker. He's just acting. He talking. Oh, they want dead. Yeah, they want that. The person say they want. Yeah, they want. Look at the man's budget. Look at the man's salary. Look at the man's his generator, the support for his generator, his car, everything in Richard Cohen convoy is being paid for. Everything I ask is being paid for. Down to his shoe, his socks, the food I eat, everything is being paid for by you. The people who say the speaker was corrupt, they brought things against the speaker. Look at Richard Cohen's entire setup. Look at Richard Cohen's convoy. Look at the car that Richard Cohen is riding, the one he rides in, not the one that is behind him. Check the amount for that car. His colleagues said the speaker was corrupt. The speaker engaged into corrupt activities. One of the reasons they decided to have him removed, apart from the conflict of interest. But look at them, all of them, what they are engaging into. The entire government is sinking in corruption. The entire government is sinking deep sea. It's rooted in corruption. So it tells you that Bwaka just did not want Fonatikofa to be over there, so that all the dirty deeds and the shady deeds will just go through, because he sees that junk, that puppet of a person whom he can toss to and fro called Richard Kuhn. And that's what Richard Kuhn is doing. That is exactly what Richard Kuhn. The obsession, the man is hard. The man hard, just like when the iron hard. The man hard for the position. When they were burglarizing the speaker office, the man knew it. He was at the armed forces there and he was monitoring his guys. He was being updated. The guy had to go in our office. But he just going all over the place making stupid statement. He said, regime speaker. Yeah, that's true, he regime speaker. I don't have a problem with that. But the things that he said beyond the regime speaker, he exposed Bwaka that the whole thing to remove the man here. We just put lies together because Bwaka told us to move him. You're listening to that whole thing. People just hanging on. Oh, regime speaker. Listen to the other things he said. You get to know that everything or majority of what they brought against the speaker, this is not to say that the speaker is saying, but majority of what they brought against the speaker, try to take him from there. To put the puppet of a person who calls himself speaker. The man exposed Bwaka Bawe. The man made Bwaka shame. If I were Bwaka, I would start from other men, small, and tell the rest of the guys, y'all can go ahead. You're Muna men. I think let you look for somebody within your rank that can be the speaker. So they say, man. When I say man, that the men was supporting them. But the man too, he first, he tired. I don't know what happened, what not happening, whether things working or not working in your favor, or he really honest with Bwaka misrule. He blasted his own man. He said the man must do the needful. So just leave everything, let the people have new election. Because Rachel could not speak up. That is man.
Rachel can do better. Can do better to say, you know what? You okay, no trouble. Let me send my people as representative. He's in a bad spot. Rachel is going down in history. Let us neglected, rejected, disowned speaker at the time that Rachel is in a bad spot. If Rachel think that the people want him as speaker to solve the whole Wadala, he should open an election. If Rachel think he got 4357 individuals that are willing to support him to shut down for that profile and bring some respect to that house, Rachel should open a new election. He should step down and ask the people to go for election. It will end this whole Wadala. It will end this whole thing.
Where that in the next world will happy. The opportunity the man was looking for, the man got it all on a silver platter. I mean, he struggled. The guys fought for him. He was opening for a new election. I beg you, yeah. My man, the guy just messed up. The guy is dull. The man is dull. The man is green. He's empty. Nothing in him. Everywhere he goes to speak, he exposes his man Bwaka. So everybody knows now that it was a coup to get Fonati out. You can see how they went about doing it, and they stayed doing it. But the time is coming. The time is coming. All of them will not only regret it, but they will feel it. The time is coming. They say, what they can say, I say time travel is not for, I don't know, for right alone. The time coming. So, Solomon George say he has left and he's not with the party again. He has left CDC. He is not a member of the party. He has left, and that is it. He made his decision not to be a part. And he cited several reasons for that. That we are intimidated him. We did not give him the kind of attention. I should quote him verbatim. He released a long letter. He said, I am leaving the CDC because of Ambassador Josh Manenwia. And his letter, this is his letter. Let me see as to what I can share, just a line or two. Very long. He addressed it to the party's chairman, Janga Cole. He said, after taking a deep dive into the, you please bear with me, it's not too clear, but this is his letter, into the screen of philosophical thinking. I am pleased to do this document as a means of letting trying some of the wordings not too clear, so I want to put a word that is not that, but he has left that his communication, he has left the CDC. This is his letter. He has left the CDC. He said that he's leaving the CDC because of Ambassador Josh Manenwia. Those are the counts I want to share with you, and I will do it. I want to share that with you so you will know some of the reasons he said he's leaving CDC. I will try my best to share, if I can, with all, but I will do with some. Okay. I will do with some. Hold on, don't worry. I will do it. I will try. He said, after taking a deep dive in the ocean of philosophical thinking, I am pleased to do this document as a means of letting out what has been choking me for the last 5 years as a member of the Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC. I have been truthful, loving, and above all, loyal. But with only the opposite coming back to me from most of the senior officials of the party, and most particularly the standard bearer or the political leader, Ambassador George M. Weah. No one can dispute my loyalty to the party. He goes further. Ambassador George M. Weah had at most times lied to me, stabbed me in the back, pretended as if we were on the same page in doing the right thing for the young people of the party. In the contrary, in the country, but above all, he had been very disrespectful to me because of my dissent or non-concurrence to issues I thought must be handled in a different way. Let me stop here. It's long. The last, this third paragraph, or the fourth. He said, any intelligent person can tell that the Congress of Democratic Change had a formidable formation of brains and force while we were in the opposition. Then, when we were in power or leading the country. So all the other one is just explaining. Okay. But he said the main reason of his letter is George Weah, the former president, being disrespectful to him, the former president lied to him, and on and on. So he, Solomon George, based on all these, have decided now to leave the Congress for Democratic Change. Let me ask you, is it a surprise hearing this? Are you surprised? You jittering too? Simple. You expect it. You sense the hypocrisy, the pretense. Every other thing, everything he brought against Weah, he's guilty of those same things. Here's how you know. One, he was also disrespectful to his standard bearer or political leader by having issues and not wanting to share. Because that's one of the reasons. He said dissenting opinion, that we did not give into dissent. That means that the person will not want you to disagree with him, that you will not have your say in whatever the matter. In essence, in his letter, he's portraying Weah as a dictator. But he opted to live with the man who was disrespectful to him all those years. He opted to live with the man who could not accept his dissenting opinion. He accepted all of it. He lived with it. He never one day say, at this point in time, since you disagree with me, and this party is still in its good state, I am leaving. He stayed on because of the glory. If you have a disagreement with a person, or you're not satisfied with the person's way of leading, you quit. If you stay on pretending like that you're accepting every other thing, no, then it means you endorse. So you can't complain the person again. You can't come to say because of this, so you're leaving. That is the reason why I ask you people whether you're surprised. The fact that Weah isn't in power, the fact that CDC isn't in power, you expect this. And brace yourself for more. Liberia does not have politicians or politicians. What we have are gullibles, subservients, people who fall or flow where they can get it from. A stalwart of a party, even if that standard bearer did all kinds of stuff, that party isn't in power, they stay with the party. Let me share this with you. CDC has only 3 die-hard partisans. Even with one of them off, today, when you take that decision and say, I'm going back to my party, even the seditionists who die, they will come up from the grave to embrace it. They endure it for the party in Weah. They put their lives on the line for the party in Weah. They sacrifice to the core. I know that for a fact because throughout we saw it. And I have always told people, these three people, all the people who know me whenever I'm talking about CDC, talking about men, I reference these three guys as the partisans that I know. These are partisans. 3, 1 is in civil society. If Molba Molu said that today I'm going back to my party, all of the seditions, everywhere, they were embracing wholeheartedly. That Molba Molu, Jefferson Koji, Akaris Gray, these three guys, they risked their life for CDC and George Manning Weah. Nobody in the history of CDC, as far as I know, than these three guys. The guys, they were threatening death. They saw death for CDC and Weah. They chose death than to trade Weah for anything. They were persuaded with money, and I'm talking about huge United States dollars, that today, pull it in from any one of the lawmakers and tell them to do anything, they will do it. 40,000, 50,000 for them to betray CDC and turn their back on Weah. They said no. Gun. The people took gun and put it in Akara's great car. They put bomb in the car and came out to say they saw bomb, he carried bomb and gun to do this, to do that. All because they wanted him to betray CDC and Weah. Akara's great endure all of those things. Jefferson Koji then, they were beaten, went to jail, all kinds of stuff. Weah was not on the ground at a certain point in time, which they could have taken a decision. Just as the few majority blocks, though majority block, when the speaker went, they used that as an opportunity. Because when the leader not on the ground, it's like you're on your own. In such a warfare, you can take a decision to either stay or leave. Weah was not, he was in and out. He's in the country and then he's out. The guys were being intimidated. I know it, I saw it. The guys never gave up until Weah ascended to the presidency. Akara's Gray, Jefferson Koji, Molba Molu. History has these three guys as the guys who they prefer, they look in the government of the day phase. Even prior to when they were in opposition, when I say in opposition, at the time, Gray was looking at Scarlington. Go back to some of Gray's photos, looking at Scarlington. Jefferson Koji, Molba Molu. You know, most of you listening, you know, those guys were, you could see poverty living in them. Poverty was the only thing they knew, and they were living poverty. To get it to eat, they were practically begging. Akara's Gray would take press release from one end to another for other people to get $1 or $2 in his pocket. We can't explain all yet. We saw things we know. Those guys, I can speak of them any day, anywhere, even in the next war, as partisans. Those guys never ever. Those are people you refer to as partisans. We agree things went that kind of way. But if you sat with President Weah now, you raise up issue with Molba Molu, he will tell you that he still needs Molba Molu. Because they sacrifice, they risk their lives. And Molba Molu still holds CDC in his heart. That might have advocated in his own. But CDC is his party. Molba Molu knows no party, and Molba Molu can go to no party besides CDC. He knows where CDC and Weah took him from and what they did. These three guys are the partisans. Not Solomon George then, not the other people then. Solomon George then, they came on board lately when the party ascended and then the greenery all over the place. Now things not working. They get tired again. All of them leaving because we are not in power again. CDC not in power. That's Liberian society there. Sometimes when you hear me say typical Liberian society, that's some of the things I'm referring to. No, people they don't have prestige. No integrity. Once it's not working for them, they try to pack up and leave that person to carry his king job. So most of these guys, they were there because of Weah's popularity, because of Weah's goodness, because where Weah took CDC. So he there now, all of them quitting. Look at that damn thing you say of the political leader. But if we are disrespectful to you, you opted to stay there all those times. You know why he was staying there? Because he was getting it. Because he was getting the money. He had the fame. It was because of Weah that he went into that place called legislature. It was because of the same Weah man that Solomon George had the opportunity to go to countries that he never thought he would have gone to in life. So who Solomon George was operating? He was running a basketball team as coach. And he was there insulting almost everybody. He became infamous. You think if Weah was not around, and his presence and his fame, Solomon George could have been in that house? No. Weah wasn't around. What you saw, and he lost to Emmanuel Dan. Weah did not get involved with his whole stuff. Apparently, it's one of the things that made him best. He doesn't want to say. Weah did not get involved fully. What happened? He lost to Emmanuel Dan. Not that he was very popular, all right? He was running a basketball team. Ask the people, some of you, when you are open the line, y'all know that story. He used to insult almost everybody. When I say insult, you know what I mean in Liberian term. He was very infamous. He saw the opportunity with Weah's fame and popularity, and he said, okay, but then I can go this way. But because Weah went in our house. It was because of Weah he rose to political fame or political stature and became representative. You think by standard of representative that man can be? No, it was because of Weah. I'm saying this to let you know that you have to be careful. You can take a decision without shifting blame. You could just say, I think the time has come that I part ways with CDC and be finished and go on. And not to put your blame or your kinya on somebody and expect the people to believe that because of this man, you're leaving the party. No, man, people have to be mature in this country. You have to be mature. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say that of your political leader. We are disrespectful to him. We are lied to him. We are was a dictator. He didn't allow any dissent. But come on. Anyway, that's what life is. That's what life is. Just have your say on this one and then we go home, yeah? That's it. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 03 75. And then we are out on the Solomon George issue and the other. Let's go now. Hello. Hello?
Yeah, hello. I am in the studio now, CDC Pape, to explain to you as studio guest what happened to the week election.
So CDC Pape. What can I say? Oh, you say you're in a studio? You in a radio station?
I'm right here in the radio station, yeah.
Hey, CDC, my bit down, CDC, my bit. Okay. Okay. John Way there, yeah? John Way. So you are in a keke, and then you hear me talking, hey, so you then you there. You can't. You charge back. Amen. Amen. So you very bad way, eh? Amen. Okay. Okay. Tell the people. Say, let the people bring you, yeah? You can't talk for 5 minutes, then you go because I almost finished. Yeah? Okay. Okay, yeah. And you hear now? And you hear, don't worry. You try to back. Hey, I want your money to go out. We are able to go. I don't have plenty of money to pay. So I don't get bad. Okay. Let's go. 23, 99, 33. With 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 980 Just few calls, and then that's it. We so that what Solomon George said. He said he has left the CDC because was very disrespectful to him. 1, 2, we are lying to him. I do not know the lie or those lies. 3, that we did not open to accepting dissenting opinion. We are not open to accepting dissenting opinion that we was a dictator. We was a dictator. So based on that and others, he has decided to leave CDC. He is no longer part of CDC. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Let's hear you from Grand Bassa, sir.
The last time when he saw it, you on the show, I put it up. We see every time you get it. You don't know what you're going to do. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Lower your radio, Chief, or cut the radio off. I know you want everybody to hear you, but you can't be loud. Hello? Good afternoon, sir. Let's hear you.
The movement and the pastor of Solomon George, I welcome it.
Mm-hmm.
These are people, the benefits from the city, may no impact on their own policy in the district they live. In the 12 years, they got power because of the sympathy of President William. And based on that, looking at all these fights that gave you glory, that made you prominent, if you are really Johnny, don't even talk about what the president did to you.
Yeah. That's immaturity.
You were there. 12 years. If you did not see all those it's in now.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Yeah, your name and where you call from?
I'm Elijah Johnson and I'm calling from Bomi County.
Let's hear you, Elijah, from Bomi.
Thank you, Chief, for the show, and thank you for that. If Solomon John leaves the CDC, and I'm going inside of the CDC, he spoke 5 years, and he lived with it. So, what reason he's saying it now? Not the same about. But, about this. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Your line, you're low. I can understand from where you're calling from. Okay. Thank you. The message gone across. Hello. Really comical.
Yeah, I will forget I had this for him. So the way he sounded, that's all silly stuff. I'm being silly. He's being so disingenuous to our loving president. Why? Say, brother Solomon, are you angry or that it's first election drama? Why? It's that man saying this is Idrissa.
Thank you, Idrissa. Have a nice morning, Idrissa. Hello.
Hello?
Your name and where you call from? Let's hear you, Gus. Thank you too. Hello. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Ibrahim. I'm from a Christopher. Yeah, you are so much. Thank you. So much. By criticizing, we are to gain popularity for the part of people. You know, most of them is one around job and poster. But of course, they don't know about criticizing. Most of them are what they can do. So I want to remember to me, I'm way back to our year. I was listening to the electric one for this. When you say, I think what he did down. That's it. All for time with so much on the CJ. So, when you leave it today, then you want to leave, then you leave. I don't with Neil, and then to be around or anything, then you go.
All right, sir. Hello. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm so we have to do almost on the global radio station who are in them speaking. They make it talk in that with you. So they're not sure the whole that I let go. That's what I'm not going to let go.
Okay.
I didn't get afraid with this all the big sheep I want to go. I think God giving the sheep I want to go to. At least that I advise them to run that far away from.
All right. Thank you. Hello. Yeah, from Bomi County.
Yeah, from Bomi County.
Let's hear you.
As I was saying, the president of Southern should have been in the city. The ocean have been in the ocean. Now, this is at the last one said. They have to leave because nothing they have to offer. So they have to go and try the other side because they can't stay on their own. Like you said, I should take stop at the thing we know the city. What about money? And I come back. But the coach and all division will come back. If they needed to come back, they will come back. If the people we stay, we will stay. So make a party by the grace of God. So if Solomon John around and party for all years, today come to say, we are the teacher and this and that. So he can go. Then he go and join all of the rest he wants to go to the
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my brother, I think in my mind, this man should want to join the refugee because he want to join the damn wagon of this criminal, the blind cycle. That's what I think. They don't jump on that. So they don't want to say, oh, but they don't need to live in it. So I get milk weird. They just put the milk on.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Hello. Yes, good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Yeah, sure. What's going on, I'm talking to the party. I'm waiting to the party from the president. Someone trying to get our party. We don't want to for you. But someone trying to choose the people in the state to nominate the election. Someone trying to mind, he came back on the decision. He was so sure he can. That is the one thing I don't want to look at campaign. And everybody can come in and Muslim that the media coming. People say they will not focus, so they will be fasting. Coming someone too. I get on my feet on top of praying. Can I pray? Or I get on my feet when I read 100 days. My son will be knocking at me and saying this. And when to do, I feel why I do for me, one thing for me to do. Because what will I know? More woman than I know. I took the photo, I put it in the top, they take it, and not if you do. I say, I say,
All right. Okay. All right, Mama. All right.
If you're not talking about it, when you get something in your heart, it will be in private. Because you say a guy, when you're not talking about the guy will die. I'm a part of my kids who say that kid is talking. It's total for solo. That's the whole problem. Yeah, you go, not in the party.
Okay. Thank you too. Have a nice Monday. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. Loyalty cannot be determined by anything. Everybody. Once things not happening, things not going well, the next thing, they find way of quitting. Hello? Yes, let's hear you. You are on the air. Yeah, this is King's 88.5.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, my brother, all those guys are living there. So there, I'm going to have one for single person, one for the other for a killer. And we are united, we stay together. This is some of our level city. This is the same thing. We can't change as a city. So, and I really the one for them and go. The way and lose. And lose. The letter of the way of being down to go city or city. Look at the they are living and finding coming on. So I think it's not going to happen. So they will do better than some of but nothing they are doing. Something they are just sure that I want them to go. The other thing is back with the camp, we should come with the all the holding that thing. That's what I mean. We should wait for the one that they were speaking that thing. That's it was them. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Yeah. Yeah, I said it last week. CDC has to fight for that seat and win it.
Hello?
Yeah.
I think you got what they said. 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think about the government discussion as it relates to settlement job resignation. You see, my brother, is like a tree, right? In order for the new leaves to come, the old have to fall down. So that's don't go. This hour and after will be party. There are people down in our struggle, and they struggle with the people taking all the bullets for the community that need to grow. So that they have nothing to offer to the party. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice morning. Okay. So let's hear from CDC Pape. All of you're expressing your view, but let's take this one from the women. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for the show this afternoon. You know, according to the first video, I want to say many are called. See what you think. What is the little matter? What is the little one with that local? It's not going to put it on equal up. The thing is that I'm not going to be there. The thing is that I'm not going to be there. If Moses I cannot get the CDC, I will have a picture. If the party body than the CDC, I will have a picture. If the opponent than the CDC, I will have a picture. But that's for them. So I don't want to go.
Yeah. Thank you too. Have a nice Monday. All right. So we got limited time. So let's hear from CDC Pape. A diehard CDC Pape. Let's hear from you quick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I came in the studio
Let's
this
hear.
morning.
You there or you not best?
For Solo to leave CDC.
Yeah, you there or you not there?
I'm so happy for Solo to go. because the place Solo, the money we are putting there, and you're not going to betray your friend. Solo felt that he will win the election. And Solo undermined Manevia, so Manevia can lose. Then he win. But when somebody...
he undermined we are?
Of course.
Okay, explain it. Yeah, quick.
The reason why I'm saying so is, you see Solo, the play where the Manevia move away from there. But he feel that he's standing on top of the rock. And you don't know that the rock is standing on top of it, just like God. You standing on top of the rock, then you are abusing God. The rock can get melted under you, then you go on the ground for good forever. Nobody will know where you're coming from again or where you went. Solo, we want to go campaign between Darius Dillon and Tifa. We were going on, we were coming, the people were throwing on my head box. The morning I went to Solo, I told him, the blood was dripping on me. Small more were coming down. I went and told him because I know he the head for District 7. He said, oh,
so, no, you say forget about all that history now. What to do it? You say the man betrayed former president. We are.
Yes.
That meeting and 1 year.
So
how he do it?
He felt that Manevia, the way the team looking, Manevia will lose the election and he will win and he will be in CDC. But when somebody help you, you undermine, it will not be good for you. They wanted to move Solo from there in West Point. Maurice CNC, they call him Africa, he the one getting.
They wanted to move him. What thing he was doing? He was representative or he was not representative?
That time, the election was coming.
Oh.
So Maurice told me, he said, Solomon Joe, he doing nothing for a district. So the West Point is the minimum for Solo.
So they will
move him from there. They will not they will not vote for him.
Yeah, okay.
So he can lose the election.
So that the time we are good then?
No. There he came, he told me, Maurice, he the Takun to West Point there. And you know, West Point is Solomon George Minho. When he lost that play, he lost election.
Okay.
So the guy, when he was going to the top people there, telling them that they will not vote for Solo. If you agree, sign it. It came to me.
Then what made Solo win now? That one, all I wanted.
He didn't win. This gun he lost.
He not win.
This gun he lost. He frustrated. And the next thing that happened to him happened just like the way it happened to Prince Johnson. That way coming happen to Solo.
Yeah. So what happened now? Because you say he betrayed we are. So it means that we are go there. We are making him win. Then he turned it back on we are so
fine. So now, second round now, he boasting for him to stand tall for the president. He's not doing it. But all you know that he coming win the election. But he didn't know that people undermine him or that they didn't honor him. So I know it. Then I went to him. I was sitting down. I said, Solo, I want to tell you something. He said, oh, what you want to tell me? You better get your... Excuse me to say to you that expression. You better get your ass from here. I said, oh, now what you tell me? I didn't come to you for money. But I didn't tell you anything again. I left. So they went all around tell the people then. I wanted to go tell him that this is what happening. So step in. Do so.
All right.
Then it will not be... all the plan the people plan will not work. But Solomon Joe abused me.
Okay.
Then I left from there.
So now that the thing that happened between your when we are making president.
Yes.
Then he started acting different way.
Yes.
Yeah. So today now he said he's not part of the party.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
So all of your best with him.
And you can see me always that you the one today before I meet you face to face.
Okay.
But all people working in this studio know me.
All right.
So Solomon Joe, the thing that happened to him just like Prince Johnson in market. That frustration made him to say what all he saying.
So the way it happened to Prince Johnson.
Now the thing becoming happen to Solo.
Oh. Yeah.
That frustration will kill Solo. Why you doing all that frustration giving out time so you market frustration will make one day we hear that Solomon sick and he died. That frustration made all the trash. All the trash he wrote that frustration. He didn't write a song. Something happened to him. After he lost the election, I went straight to him. I went to him. I saw someone. I don't know that he said again.
So
then dry.
Yeah. So you know him. You know the play he has. You need to talk to him because he said that frustration.
I can't go there to him again.
He know what he's doing.
I can't go there to him again.
So the frustration, the same way frustration came Prince Justin.
That same frustration. Yes. That frustration made wrote a letter. The trash he wrote our frustration.
Okay.
So at last you hear and you say, "Sidi Babe, come." I follow Manevia from 8 years. My bro waste 2 times from 8 years. Manevia getting power.
All right.
I become Sidician. Up to now, I'm behind a Sidician. I know one day I will meet him.
Okay.
I never meet Manevia face to face before.
One day you will see him.
I will see him.
Okay.
And I know I see him. All my clothing are here for a business. He'll give me money to buy it.
Okay, see this happen. Okay, yes. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Welcome.
So let's start this one. The office of the ombudsman. This is what they said that on tomorrow, which will be the 18th, they will be releasing their finding on some of the cases that they investigated. They will be releasing those findings on tomorrow. They said that throughout their operation, they received complaints, protected disclosures, and self-initiated a few investigations of public officials and government employees on allegations of code of conduct violations. They went further to thank President Nebuchadnezzar for implementing their recommendation to suspend the Director General of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, Emma Glasgow, on what they submitted. And that was part of their investigation on complaint from NAFA. The ombudsman went further to say that the president's action shows his commitment to running an ethical government and should serve as a warning to public officials. All right, so that's it. That one there, when I get to it, no, it can kill my spirit. Waka did absolutely nothing. People should not be excited for that thing. What kind of nonsense of a place here? Suspending 457 persons, you call it a breakthrough, you call it something significant. That is a complete stretch, a nonsense. That shows ineptitude, a vacuum in leadership. What they're to celebrate, what they're to commend Waka for. Come on, man, you come to your senses here. Then some of you are excited because 1 or 2 international outlets highlighted it. And you have failed to go critically to see how the people highlighted it. You are excited, you are putting it on, BBC carry it. They don't care. You look, you listen and watch and read how the people carry it. They did not carry it in a positive sense. They come up portraying it, telling the whole world how is it that a president, 457 persons refused to listen to him. What a dull country. You're excited. The man took office. The man declared his access performed. He did his access. His deliberate or declaration perfunctorily. Thereafter, only few of his officials went. From that time all the way to December, he did nothing in between. His people were working and moving, doing all kinds of things. He knew it. He sat complacently and idly and did nothing. Until November 27. Then he came out again pretendingly and said he gave 10 days ultimatum. The 10 days ultimatum expired in 2 weeks' time. From November all the way to December, within 2025, that's when he came to suspend. After somebody reminded him. And you call that something of a breakthrough or leadership? That's dullness. acts of a president, that is not leadership. What there to celebrate? What there to commend the president for? That's deficit in leadership. You're excited. The president, we congratulate the president for suspending 457. You should be dull. What are you to commend Waka for? You should be even condemning him for that. That from the first day, he declared he asked that none of the officials listen to him. It tells you that the people don't respect him, they don't fear him. That's why they refuse. You know what I mean? When you have the authority, once it comes from your mouth, you know what they call directive? You know what it's referred to as order? You know what it's called leading by example? When the president declares it is an authority, he's telling his people, as you see me do. What did Paul say? He said, follow me, lead by my example as I follow Christ. That's what Paul said. In politics, when the leader takes a step, the rest of the people follow. From that day, when Bwana declared access, look at the months in between. None of his officials, except for few, then you come all after the protracted period, and now you suspended 457 and you're happy with saying that giant step, the president is serious for this, the president is serious. That is a complete nonsense. That ain't no leadership. Let's be bold, man. Yes, you think is that how you help the country? You're pretending. You're flattering the president. You're not telling the president the truth. I see her, man. I see her. Cornelius, thank you for the little time here. I see her. What's that? That's something that to thank President for. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. The news is on at 6. And then at 8 this evening, face the issues with A.B. Williams. You don't want to miss it. I'm Sam Andrews.